Hi, everybody. Welcome to the BC Wheelchair Sports Show. Today, I'm very fortunate to be joined by Leo Sammarelli. He's active in our wheelchair racing programs, and he's also one of the pioneers and trailblazers behind the increasing wheelchair adaptive boxing movement that's happening around the world. And he's doing it from right here in Vancouver. How you doing today, Leo?
Good, thanks. Good to see you, Nathan.
Thanks. So, Leo, just to start things off, would you mind telling us all how you came to be involved in wheelchair sports and adaptive sports?
It was really, well, I was injured in March 2017. I was an athlete beforehand, uh, before my injury. So I was always interested in getting into sports. And yeah, it was just through my peers around the community here and just connecting and everything like that. So yeah, they pointed me in the right direction. And yeah, other than ever since that, I've you know, uh, tried out multiple sports, including pan cycling, cross country skiing, which I compete in, um, wheelchair racing, and yeah, and then now boxing, wheelchair adaptive boxing as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So naturally, it sounds like physical activity has always been a really important part of your life, both pre and post your injury. What, how has it helped you, since your injury in terms of like gaining strength, kind of getting back to a new normal, to be involved in sport and to be active in all of those things that you mentioned?
Yeah, so again, just connecting with peers around the community and my friends, and just competing and everything like that. After an injury, a spinal cord injury, you kind of want to dip your feet in all these new activities and stuff like that. So even getting back into some competition and everything like that was just key for my rehab and my mental health and everything like that. So, and rebuilding my body as well after obviously a spinal cord injury. Got to rebuild yourself as an athlete, as so that's where I definitely worked a lot and spent most of my time is um, again building my body again. Yeah.
Nice. And now you've been really on the forefront of building this adaptive boxing, kind of developing programs, running a lot of, especially during COVID, you've been running a lot of online sessions, both for our programs with some of our junior athletes who really love them. I know all the feedback from the kids has been they love boxing with Leo, and we're incredibly appreciative for all that you've done for us in that realm. Also with like SEIBC, you're doing regular online adaptive boxing sessions with them, but what's it been like for you to really be at the forefront of developing a sport?
Yeah, I mean, it's had its it's a lot of fun. And as I said before, I was a previous boxer. I do sit on the BC boxing board of directors as well. So I live through boxing, man. I go to the gym every day. I bought my boxing gym, Rain City Boxing, here in Vancouver. Again, that's where I hold the WWAB, West Coast Wheelchair Adaptive Boxing. And it's just getting people out there and honestly just seeing what works for them, how they can move in the chair, how can they stay in balance, just the little things like that. And obviously connecting with people around the world with the same desire to have wheelchair adaptive boxing, and the future of in the Paralympics or even as competitions. Yeah. So again, there's not just people out me here, but there's people around the world that are you know working towards getting this as recognized as a sport.
Great. And now for a lot of the viewers or listeners who might not know, and including a little bit for myself, could you just explain kind of how wheelchair adaptive boxing works, some of the rules and some of this equipment that you guys use to accomplish that?
Yeah. So we are with sports chairs, right? Usually people are bringing in their either their basketball or their tennis sports chair, and that's where we are. That's what we're working with right now. Um, I'm in contact with some people, overseas that are looking towards making a boxing wheelchair. And they're actually, yeah, who knows that? I think they're actually progressing towards that. So yeah, in terms of my class here is, yeah, we're usually in the sports chairs. We're using boxing gloves, 16-ounce gloves, and we're running drills. We're seeing different styles in terms of how people can stay in balance. Different types of strapping system for people with lower or higher injury levels. So yeah, we're just adapting as we go, and yeah, there's definitely a big popular rise in wheelchair adaptive boxing. So you'll see more from more in the next little bit as soon as things start opening up through COVID here. That maybe we'll have an exhibition or something like that in the near future, and that will showcase a local showcase here in Vancouver. So we're gonna see if we can push that, and
That's
we're gonna be working with yeah, the BC boxing community here as well, and even some other provinces are eager to tag along here too. So there's going to be a big push. There's going to be a big push, and yeah, can't
well,
wait to
that's
see.
it's really exciting. It sounds like you've got a lot of kind of passion and energy that you're putting into it, which is always great to see in anything. And it's always good to see people really pursuing um, their goals and their interests. And it's great that you've found a way to do that and you're bringing it to other people as well,
A
which I
hundred
think is
percent.
really phenomenal. I really like what you said earlier when you were talking about getting into some of the other sports you've done as well, is that notion of peer mentorship and being involved with peers and getting out there. And I feel like now with you establishing boxing, you're probably having a really positive effect on the other individuals that you're working with.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when people think about boxing, they think about two guys just hitting each other in the head or whatever, fighting. It's violence, but it's much more than violence. I've used boxing to regain lots of range of motion, and that's what I instill in my classes, my online classes through the COVID. Getting people more active. I don't care whatever they're using boxing for, either if it's for just training, their mental health, or if it's just they want to get in the ring or they want to test their skills out. Yeah, so again, it's boxing's the way I use the boxing for is for many things, right? It's more than just a violent sport, which some people think it is, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I suppose it must be kind of fun and interesting and exciting for you too. When you were saying like figuring out the ways to help support people that have different balance needs or higher or lower injuries, to kind of come up with the techniques to help coach them or deal with their situation in a way that allows everybody to achieve success, where they're fulfilling their goals and what they want to get done, but you're also um, getting to teach the lessons that you want to teach them.
100%. And like in every sport, there's going to be a classification system, right? People with low, people um, competing with the same amount of ability as someone else too. So um, yeah, all these things come to in a factor, right? It's not just as easy as setting two people in a ring and being able to go at it, right? It's safety is involved as well, right?
Yeah.
Into a combat sport kind of thing. So I can't wait to develop this even further and work with many people around the community and around the world to get this show running.
Awesome.
And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen in the near future.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing kind of where that goes, and the developments that you're able to bring to the sport. I always think it's fantastic when new wheelchair sports or new adaptive sports get added to the options for people. Obviously, as an organization, BC Wheelchair Sports, we only have our four core sports, but that doesn't mean we can't let people know about the other options and the other opportunities that are available to them. Because honestly, regardless of if you're into sport or you're into art, or you're into the outdoors, there's so many options for people with disabilities to get involved and pursue their passions. And a lot of the time, the big challenge is just showing them what's out there or letting them know that something exists, which is why I'm really happy that you joined us today. I'm always pleased to promote new things out there, and help get the word out about what's available to people. So thanks for joining us, Leo. Now to circle back specifically to things connected to BC wheelchair sports, you've recently become quite active in wheelchair racing. What's that experience been like for you?
It's again, it's been a positive experience being able to get out on the track and on a beautiful day for sure, you know, beautiful outdoor activity. Um, it's it's a quite, you know, you see these people going around in these these racing chairs, and you know, it's a lot more technical than just that. So it's a really technical sport. Everything matters when you're playing with these little seconds here. So whether it's from start or to finish, yeah, I really enjoy it. It's a great cross training regardless. I'm going around the track preparing me for skiing,
Yeah.
cross country skiing and stuff. So again, in the summer, outdoors, you know, it's beautiful. I love connecting with you know, you got James, a good coach there, and you got Anna there from BC Wheelchair Sports, and they're providing you with everything there, right? So
Yeah.
again, they're great support, and yeah, I'm
So
super blessed to have them.
have you thought about competing at all down the line?
I
In
did.
a year or
I
two?
did actually. Yeah. You know, yeah, for sure. If when it's opened up, and you know, I'll definitely like to compete, see what, if I have any, see what I can do against some athletes there. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And now you mentioned that you also do cross country skiing. And I know if I'm not mistaken, you've competed at like a Canada Winter Games for that, and you've
US
been competing
national.
for a couple years. Can you just talk to us a bit about what sit skiing's been like for you, and how you got into cross country?
Yeah. So it's funny. After my rehab in GS Strong, actually they had this thing called the Paralympic Search coming. And this was after the Olympics, right, in Brazil, where
Yeah.
so they had this little Paralympic search program that was running, and basically I went there and I tried all these sports out. And you know, after being confined in this wheelchair, you know, in the beginning you ask yourself, you know, how am I going to get back into the outdoors? How am I you know, how am I going to adapt this so I can enjoy the outdoors? Yeah. So you know, cross country skiing, sit skiing has given me the freedom and the ability to travel out in snow. I'm doing probably more than I've done outside than I would as an able bodied. But yeah, so you know, being out there in the snow and working hard, challenging myself. Yeah, I have this big race coming up in Canmore in December that will depict whether I go to the Paralympics in China in 2022. So
Beijing.
preparing that right now. And it's been like 3 years, 2 years of an actual cross country season. So I'm just yeah, working hard, and yeah, again, I'm super yeah, I have had so much support from the community, and from you guys as well, BC Wheelchair Sports, and the peers around me. So I'm super grateful to have that.
Awesome. I think that's really great. I look forward to kind of following your Para Nordic career, and hopefully you get that good time and you get to go to Beijing. I think that would be phenomenal. And obviously, you know, it's great to see you get involved in racing and to really start to grow your own sport in boxing. And I think that takes a lot of, you know, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of enthusiasm and just time on your part. So the fact that you're able to balance so many different things and put so much into all of them, I think that's something that anyone can learn from or take lessons away from. Next question, and probably my final question, to wrap it up, is do you have any advice for say any young athlete, whether they were born with their disability and they're coming to sport for the first time, or whether there's someone in a situation similar to what you were in who were recently injured and they're thinking about getting back into physical activity or sport? Do you have any advice for those people?
I would say to get out there. I don't, doesn't matter what it is. Find something you like, find something you enjoy. Don't let anything stop you. For sure, you're gonna have to do things that are different. and learn to adapt. But it's it's 100% possible. There's nothing that should hold you back from anything you would like to do ever. And yeah, go right out there, get it, whatever it is.
Cool. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up on my end. Now I'm just going to leave the floor to you. If there's anything you want to add, this is your time to do so. And then if there's a way that our viewers or our listeners can get in touch with you and learn more about some of the things that you're working on, please let us know.
Yeah, I know obviously through the whole COVID thing, depending on where things go, obviously, if whoever is interested and wants to get in contact with me regarding the boxing, you can email me at wwaboxing@gmail.com, or you could just reach out to me and then I can, have you come by the gym, come by, try it out for a day. Or if you're more interested in the indoor, if you want to work out from home, you can also email me, try it out, or get in touch through Spinal SCIBC, where I teach the Thursdays classes there. So at 11 a.m. What else? Yeah, if you want to watch some cool videos, what I do on Instagram at Sammarelli. That's my Instagram tag, and obviously WWAB boxing as well. See some kind of stuff that we do there.
Yeah, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, and you went viral a few months back for doing the grouse grind on your hands. What possessed you to do that? And what was the most challenging part of that whole endeavor?
I think it was the well, we did it as a fundraiser to raise money for WWAB boxing. And I mean, I was born and raised in North Vancouver, and I've done the grouse grind so many times to prepare for fights and everything like that. And what better way is it to not challenge yourself, right? Something that's considered impossible, to wheelbarrow walk up there. Again, I had such a great team. I had my brother there, helping me up there. Yeah, I had a good team there. So again, yeah, I'm just super blessed. I wanted to test. I like to test the boundaries. See how far I can go. See how when someone looks at me, in a wheelchair, I wanted to, have them think that there's no excuse. There's no excuses. You want to get there, you can get there, right? And obviously that was a big task to get there, and one of the biggest challenges was escaping with no injuries. Wrist injuries, obviously you're prone on the ground using your hands like that. So being able to tape up, and taping my hands up, taking my wrists up, and engaging my lats rather than engaging my shoulders as well, just so we take some stress off the shoulders.
Yeah.
And almost like trying to figure out a technique, almost like those lizards walk, where you can engage those lats and stuff. So again, with the technique and preparation, I was able to do it. Yeah, and again, for a great cause. We raised some money up, and yeah.
That's awesome. And I really like too how you mentioned, you were able to do it with your brother, kind of get out with some friends and do that, and not just, obviously prove that you could do it and get it done, but also do it with other people and use support to accomplish your own goals. And I think that's really important as well, because a lot of the times people, especially in our situations, can be a little like stubborn, be like, I'm just going to do everything on my own and I'm not going to take any help. And sometimes it's by accepting, that little bit of assistance, you can accomplish even greater things. So
100%. And even accessibility in the outdoors, it's good. Having that, we're so lucky, we're so blessed here. There's so many things that are accessible here.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep on pushing.
All right. Thanks a lot, Leo, for joining us. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to following your career over the next few years across the board. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the BC Wheelchair Sports Show. We hope you're enjoying the stories that we're bringing you from around the wheelchair sports and parasport worlds. If you want to learn more about how to get involved in wheelchair sports in BC, please visit our website at www.bcwheelchairsports.com. Be sure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast to make sure that you never miss an episode of the BC Wheelchair Sports Show. For BC Wheelchair Sports, I'm Nathan Bragg. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week with another new episode of the BC Wheelchair Sports Show. Thanks. Bye now.